So, the Taliban have done it. They've officially banned university women from attending. What that means is now, if you're a woman in Afghanistan, your future potential has been capped, has been limited. Now, we know this group is a hardcore fundamentalist group, but would you ever expect that there are actually people defending their actions or making excuses for it? I was surprised. I was really surprised because I know even Muslims would say that this group is nuts, that they're taking things too far, that Islam, so called Islam, doesn't necessarily encourage this. I mean, this is what they're saying. And this is wrong for the Taliban to do this. This guy here, Smile to Jannah, is making excuses for the Taliban. Would you believe it? Let's see what he has to say. It's actually quite disturbing.
When it comes to them telling us this is bad and that's happening in this part of the country, I'm always asking, why are they highlighting that particular issue at this moment in time?
So, why are they highlighting that particular issue? The reason they're highlighting that particular issue is because this is what just happened. Like, this literally just happened. I mean, it's on the news. I mean, it's not just CNN and BBC. It's Afghani women that are actually reporting on this. People that work with refugees, people that work with women, like, for example, this Shabnam Nasimi, she's saying that Afghanistan is the only country in the world where millions of girls are banned from going to school or university. This artwork had been sent to me by a young woman who used to be an art teacher at a secondary school. Today, she's locked up at home, alone and heartbroken. So we can see that the Taliban, what they want to do is they want to limit women's autonomy and freedom and ability to live their lives. This is what they're doing. This is what they're taking away from the women here. And it's sad, it's pathetic. And yet you have these people like the Smile to Jannah that are making excuses for that. It's just insane.
If you ask me generally, should women be educated? The general usul and principle is yes.
So when you say something like that, you gotta wonder, like, is something wrong with your head? When you ask me generally, should women be allowed to drive? When you ask me generally, should we not, shoot people in the head? I mean, when you even say that, why is that even a question? Why is it even a however? However? What do you mean, however? Should women be allowed to study? However. There should be no however. Women should be allowed to study, period. They should be allowed to. Why is that even a question? This backward, man, this caveman mentality of even bringing up a question like, like things that other people don't even think about. Like, for example, in Saudi, the question is, should women be allowed to drive? Now, of course, they're allowed to drive now. But the fact that's even a question just shows you like how bad this worldview is, how backwards it is.
However, when you look at, say, the schooling system here in the West, when it comes to LGBT and the way the girls and the boys are mixing, and
now he's getting into LGBT. I thought we were talking about Afghanistan. We're talking about university, adult women studying in university in Afghanistan, and now you're going on about LGBT and mixing? Dude, those women are adults. They're grown women that some of them may have in other countries, in other parts of the world. They could have been doctors, they could have been lawyers. In fact, my family lawyer is a woman, and she did an amazing job. You have women in every part of society all over the world selling things in the marketplace, even in Muslim society, even under Islam. I'm sure people love to bring up the fact that Khadija was a merchant. So if Khadija is a merchant, then what is this nonsense about not allowing women and men to mix? How is she going to do her business without mixing? And why are you bringing up, what happens in UK or Canada? We're talking about Afghanistan here. Like, this guy and his dumb arguments and the points that he makes that have nothing to do with, it's just what about it? It's just, what about this and what about that? And what does LGBT have to do with anything here? There's no LGBT involvement right now here in this topic. Like,
madness creeps in, I would say hold your horses before you jump to a yes or a no there. So when they say, oh, Afghanistan, they've been saying that since day dot. Yeah, they've been bombing that country into an oblivion. And now suddenly, oh, they're doing this wrong.
Yeah, okay. The bombing and that part, obviously some people, many of us, we may not agree with what America and some of these countries are doing, but that doesn't justify the Taliban keeping women home. Dude is blaming the Taliban keeping women home on now Americans bombing Afghanistan. Yo, you take accountability for what the Muslim community, the members of the Muslim community here, the Taliban are members of the Muslim community. They may not be your spokespeople, but you're justifying everything they're doing with, oh, what about LGBT and what about mixing and what about, oh, in some cases, however, like, just clean up your act, man. Like, be honest. Just say that this is wrong, right? Even if your enemy says it. Now he's saying BBC said it. It's not even BBC. It's Afghani women that are sad, and you do not even care about Afghani women. Like, all you care about is BBC. Well, what about the Afghani women that are hurt by this decision? Like artists and lawyers, and before they even prevented female journalists. They don't want women doing anything. They want them to be virtual baby making machines, slaves.
Doing this wrong. Wallahu a'lam. I don't go with
What do you mean God knows best? You don't have an opinion about whether it's right or wrong what they're doing? You're just going to use that excuse because they're Muslim? This is tribal mentality at its best or worst, whatever you want to call it. This is like pathetic. You're defending these like extremists for what reason?
What these people say when it comes to these countries. Yes, people are saying, okay, this is happening and that's happening. Yo, like, wagwan. Like, let's find out more about this. But if you're telling me, no, BBC said it, therefore I must now have an opinion and I must condemn it. Nah, mate, not down for that.
So, Mr. Smile to Jannah here refuses to condemn. Let it be noted, in 2022, 2023, this guy refused to condemn the Taliban for preventing Muslim women from going to university. Like, you are hurting your own community. Your own Muslim sisters are being oppressed and kept at home. And you're like, nah, man, Allah knows best. I refuse to condemn it. Do you not see the irony here that an ex-Muslim here, I'm not even Muslim, and I'm here saying, why are you oppressing these Muslim women and not letting them study? And you're the one that's like, nah, man, I'm going to say Allah knows best, and I'm not going to speak on this topic because BBC said it. What about the people that are affected by this? What about the Muslim women and the Afghani women, whether or not they're Muslim, some of them are probably Christian or whatever. What about them? How come their needs don't matter? Why do you care only about what the Taliban says? What kind of disgusting person are you to say that this is okay or you will not condemn this? Like, this is madness. So that's all I have for now. You know what? Smile to Jannah. This is a sad day in the books that the women, the Muslim sisters, that needed you let them down by excusing this horrible group's actions. You should have been there on the forefront making a change, trying to defend the fact that they should be allowed to go to school, not defending the Taliban, but defending your Muslim sisters' right to study, to be, educated. If you put down half of the society, what do you think is going to happen? What about all of the potential, I always think of this thing about how in many parts of the world, you have people that are potential Einsteins. In the third world, many women that could be potential Einsteins, breakthrough cancer research, come up with whatever it is. And you just keep them at home being baby machines. And you're losing out on that human potential. All of that human potential has been destroyed and has been neglected because you're going to justify this like ridiculousness. Like, so many bright women in the world. And in fact, in America now and in many countries, there are more women in university and college than men. More women in university than men. They're academically doing better than men. Why is that? Because that's how women are. Women are intelligent creatures, right? Many, many women are far more intelligent than men. This barbaric ideology that wants to make you think women are dumb or that the role is limited. I mean, if they want to stay home and have kids, that's one thing, but to ban them from studying, this is like a caveman mentality, and you are justifying this caveman mentality. It's just pathetic. Anyways, this is your friendly ex-Muslim Abdullah Samir. Do subscribe if you're new here. Thumbs up the video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. I'm going to try to upload some more right now. Thanks for watching. This is your friendly ex-Muslim signing out, and thank you to my patrons for your continued support.